Hey there, it's Pete C for Sample Live Review, and today I'm checking out Knockout Drums by Soundiron. As the name suggests, Knockout Drums is a hard-hitting drum library suitable for rock and metal. The performances from Navene Koperweis have been sampled in 45GB of meticulous detail. With several different NKI instruments, including low RAM and pro versions, this heavyweight kit can be used in all studio scenarios and always pack a serious punch. If you're looking for an affordable rock and metal kit, Knockout Drums is certainly worth your time and money. Knockout Drums downloads at 45.1GB and has been recorded in 24-bit 48K resolution. There are 36 different drums and cymbals, and there's a full mixer and FX rack with presets from Zach Oren. Knockout Drums runs in the full contact player 6.5.3 or better and normally sells for $99, but is currently on sale for $79. Here we have Knockout Drums. First of all, as with all Soundiron instruments, I love the visual aesthetic. The GUI looks ace. Now, I use rock and metal drums with guitars that I play in on orchestral music a lot. And I have my go-to favourites, but Knockout Drums really has now sort of become one of my favourites. And I'll explain why as I go through. So, what you don't want to hear is me trying to do some finger drumming. Can never get the dynamics right. Let's play some basses. There's some snares. If I try and do a rhythm, it's not great. So I have prepared a short performance. So I'm going to use just the standard Knockout Drums NKI for the first performance. And you can hear exactly what it sounds like out of the box. So it's a pretty straightforward performance, but you get a good idea exactly what Knockout Drums sounds like. Now, if we click on the Advanced tab, we can open up the kit view, and you can see you have all these options, and everything is mapped down in sections. So we got our kick drum down the bottom. We got the 20-inch. Now, I'm not a drummer. I could talk about guitars all day, but I'm not a drummer, so obviously I can hear the different sounds. Obviously it's a bigger drum. And then you have snares. So I'll just click on these. In fact, I'm going to click on the keys so you're not going to hear me bashing away. So brass stamp. Now if I choose none, you'll notice it maps or takes away from the keyboard mapping. So you can have two snares at one time. So we've got brass, we've got this piccolo. So if you don't like the piccolo, you can just change it to maple, for example. And then you've got all these different toms going on, so different sizes. So I'm not going to play through all different sounds. So and then obviously in the toms, whoops, where are the toms? Oh, okay. So what I want to show is that in the toms you have two different types of hits. Whoops. Yeah. And then you got different hats. Ride 80, loads of ride symbols. Sorry, loads of symbols. So you have all of these different options. That's the point I'm getting at. So it's a really simple GUI. Yeah, so we can change the filters as well, which is useful, and you can use an arpeggiator. So using the snare, you can do pretty cool performances. And there's a bunch of different presets for these. That's a good way to show off the sort of velocity and the round robins as well. So that's cool. And then you can have a filter going on. Yep. So 2 little cool effects, and then you got the remapper as well. So you can decide where you want to put the drums. Really cool. If you are a really good sort of finger drummer, say for the bass example, got 2. So you could do double kick. I can't do that too well. But you get the idea. So again, simple GUI, really cool. There's more controls down the bottom, which we'll talk about a bit later. Now, here's a key thing. You get all these different ideas. You can see this is the standard knockout drums, and it's 2.47 gigabytes. So you can make that smaller by using the light versions. One thing I did find while using this instrument is that it took a very, very long time to load. Some of that is due to the fact I was using a 720 RPM drive, but also I say very, we're talking maybe a minute and a half. Not entirely sure why it was, but the light versions were obviously a lot quicker. Now, what I've done is I've loaded some of these presets for me, and this is the reason why this kit has really sort of risen above other kits that I use, and I can easily throw this into a project, is because of these presets made by Zach. Now you get all of these different NKI files. I've loaded up the huge Maple kit and the light version. So if I just play this. So for me, that is production ready. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Obviously, there's a bit of reverb in there, but I've tried this in a project I'm working on at the moment, and it just punches through really, really well. Now, if I then go for the last example, I've loaded up its Big Punch Hard Rock Light, and we can see how that sounds in comparison. So again, that sounds really, really punchy, cuts through the mix, but I love this huge maple kit. So I'm there hammering my keyboard away. So if I just quickly close this, excuse the background, we can just explore a bit more. So these presets will load up different instruments into different slots. There's only the maple snare, which sounds great. 22-inch kit. Then our toms and hi-hats, and you create all of your cymbal options. So yeah, it's a great sounding kit. That's the thing. It's got a lot of samples going on. You can see this light version, by the way, is 1.25 gigabytes. So there's loads of samples going on, and it's just really, really detailed. You can hear, just, you know, if I go to the snare, I'm going to just quickly put the arpeggiator on. You can hear the level of detail in all of these instruments. So while it is a big instrument in terms of sort of RAM usage and footprint on your system, it really, I don't know, it just sounds like you've got a live drummer in front of you, and that's really what Soundiron are going for, and that's what we want when we are composing. So we have different volume and the attack, offset, release, panning and pitch, and you can pan all the cymbals and drums left and right as you feel necessary to recreate a kit. Yeah, and that's what I think. You can change it to global, per articulation, or per drum. So you can affect each drum individually, or you can do the whole kit. And you can also tune the drums to pitches you want to. Now the last thing is the mixer. So the mixer is really, really intuitive. You can change the levels of each drums. You can obviously pan, adjust the sends, the widths, mute or solo as necessary. And yeah, you can link the outputs as well. So nice and straightforward. If you're into your routing, you can route these in your DAW as you see fit. Personally, that's not something I do, but I do know a lot of people who do. And then also you got your master delay space, and then you got your effects underneath. So EQ, compressor, limiter, transient master, tape saturator, and you can throw these in different things. So the space is your reverb, so you can change that. So we go for more of a room sound. If I rewind that, so this will sound a bit roomier. So you can adjust everything there. So that's yeah, change the size. Let's go a bit smaller. To sound cool. So I'm just sort of noodling around, but that's essentially all the controls. So once you've selected your effects, you can adjust the dials. Now, in terms of having loads of control, it's really, really cool, the GUI. Nice and straightforward to use. You can spend ages playing it. Like I say, I'm not playing loads of examples just because we really don't want to hear me do some dodgy finger drumming. What I recommend is popping over to the Soundiron website. The demos are absolutely exceptional. and the videos on YouTube, the walkthroughs and the composing whiz are absolutely great. I've used those, but really for the price point, for $79, getting all of this is absolutely fantastic. So my final thoughts on the Knockout drums by Soundiron. First of all, they sound really, really punchy, and out of the box, you can dial in a really, really quick, punchy tone, and they do sound great. However, what I'm more impressed with is all of the presets on the left-hand side. So I've been using the extreme maple metal in my orchestral music with lots of heavy 7-string guitars, and they sound absolutely amazing. I love the GUI, really, really simple. You can just choose the instruments, and if there's one instrument you don't particularly like, you can just swap it out for something different. So nice and straightforward. You can pan your instruments as well as though they're set up like a drum kit, so that's really, really cool. And the controls are really intuitive, and the mixer is great because it will have enough detail for you to dial in and tweak your perfect tone. I love the arpeggiator as well. If you're doing like sort of snare marches, etc., it's really, really useful. And having an onboard filter just saves a job if you're going to do some filtering of doing it in the instrument and not through automation. It is a great kit. But what makes it even greater is the sheer amount of sample size, or the sample pool. I know it's a big instrument, and there are light versions of the instruments you can use, and to be honest, they don't really degrade in sound quality for my ears anyway. But it is like having a drummer in front of you. The sheer level of round robins and velocities make the Knockout drums a fantastic purchase if you need rock and metal drums in your production. All that leaves me to say is thank you so much for checking out this first look of Knockout drums by Soundiron. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a comment and a like on the video and let us know what you liked about the instrument. I do really recommend heading over to their website and checking out as many different videos and audio clips as you possibly can. If you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and then check out our other videos on YouTube. Then head over to Sample Library Review to find out everything that is going on in the world of virtual instruments. Until next time, have a great day, and we will speak soon.